How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we start another build. This one involves a gasser. Let me explain. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So glad each and every one of you can make it. This particular gasser I chose because of the windshield, because what this is going to be done for is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm going to make a breast cancer awareness gasser out of this. So that windshield is purple, but it actually looks pink. So we're going to paint this up. I'm going to change the wheels. We're going to add some decals, of course. And hopefully you like what we have when we're finished. So the first thing we got to do is get it out of this pack. I've got the magic sauce on it, and it is starting to work. Oh yeah, here it comes. Oh yes, just like so. Now I need to stick something in here so that it closes back up on me. And it will. Ask me how I know. It will seal itself. Not as strong as it was to start with, but it will seal itself. And as you can see, there's already a mark on this. It was like that when I got it. No problem. The standard plastic base. 2 posts. And from the looks of it, this one may be bent as well. I've done several of these. And on this side right here, for some reason, the radiator core support right above the grill is always pushed down, bent. And if you look at that, it looks like that side of the radiator is closer down on the grill than the other side. Now we won't know that until we get it drilled apart, so that's the next step. Let's drill this bad boy apart. Alright, here we go. Got it drilled apart. Just a standard 3 posts. 3 tabs holding on the rear and the double tabs on the front. Like I said, we'll be swapping out these wheels. Got the standard chrome insides. We'll be painting this, of course. I don't know exactly what color I'm going to do. I may do well, I got an idea. I'll leave that one for later. But here's the glass. Like I was telling you, it's not really pink, but it does look a lot like pink. I can get it out without messing it up. Why is this one in there so tight? Never been like that before. There we go. You see, it is kind of pink. So we'll definitely reuse that. So I'm going to get this drilled out. Let's take a look at that post. Yep, it's bent. Look at it. See how it goes and it drops off on that side? It's bent too. About every one of them I've done has been bent. I don't get it. If you look at it, this side of the core support is going down and this front fender is rolled in right there compared to the other one. It's weird. But if you ever drill one of these apart, the drill bit will go up in the radiator support, but be very careful. I strongly suggest don't go past this piece right here. Try to stay below that if you can. But I'll get it in the stripper next time you'll see this. It'll be coming out and we'll be working on it, checking it to look for casting lines and stuff like that. Got it out of the stripper, get everything laid out. And I'm going to hit this with the brass bristle brush just to knock off any residue, any leftover paint stripper, any leftover paint, anything like that. And as I do this, I'm going to be looking at everything, taking note of what's bent, what's got dimples in it, scratches in it, anything that I may need to actually sand off or do some extra work to, like body filler or JB weld, whatever. But I take my brush and I just work it in all the nooks and crannies, everywhere really, really good. Trying to make sure I don't have anything left, because that will affect your final paint job. If you have something in the corner and you paint over it, it will stick out like a sore thumb. I kid you not. But I go along, I get all the door cracks, the lines for the trunk, the lines for a hood if there's any, lines for windows, grills, brake lights, turn signals, you name it. If it's got anywhere paint and leftover stripper residue can hide, I hit it. I even look at the inside of the casting to see if there's any on the inside of the casting. If there is, I'll hit it too, because I always paint the insides of my cars. So, you want it to be right. Your workmanship shows what type of person you are, believe it or not. You do shoddy workmanship, then it's just like the way you dress. You dress like a bum, people are going to think of you as a bum. You might not be, but that's the perception people have. I just go around hitting everything inside these fender wells because they're notorious about getting stuff in there. And then I'll come back and I'll hit it with the Scotch-Brite pad. I've gotten where I use this more than I do the steel wool. It's a little bit quicker. It's not as messy. It doesn't leave all those steel wool fibers laying everywhere. All that extra dust and everything from the steel wool as it wears off. And it's actually a little bit quicker. See, I'm just barely going over this, and look at how fast it's knocking that gray stuff off. Does a really, really good job. But I'm going to do the whole body, and as I go, I'll stop it periodically and check everything to see if I need to pay more attention to any certain area. And then I'll take it in the bathroom, and if I'm satisfied with it, I'll take it in the bathroom, degrease it, and then I'll hit it with some rubbing alcohol to get fingerprints and any leftover degreaser or anything like that off before priming and paint. Now let's prime it. I'm going to use this white sealer from Createx, and I'm going to spray on a light tack coat just like always, inside and out. Because it's just the way I am. I like for it to be done inside and out, because if anybody ever really get to inspecting it and the inside of it is purple like it was and the outside of it is white, it kind of won't look right. If you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm just going to put on a light tack coat, and then I'll go back and put on a medium coat and a wet coat, and then we'll be done with this bad boy as far as priming. Next step will be paint, so let's get to that. Set it over here and let it dry. Let's spray some pearl white on this bad boy. Hopefully it's mixed up good enough. And I hope I got it thin enough. I think I do, but you just never know. We're fixing to find out. I don't think it's thin enough. You really can't see this going on the car. You're kind of guessing. Let it dry for a minute and we'll put another coat on it. That should do it. Because I can see it wet in the sunlight. Mosquitoes are killing me out here. That should be it. Alright, as you can see, this pearl paint looks beautiful inside in this light, and it looks even better outside once it dries. But when you're spraying it on top of that white base coat, You cannot tell it's there. Let me get this adjusted. As you can see, I've got the decals cut off to the right, and we'll be applying those. I just cut them out there to try to save a little time. But I've got this base all out of whack, twisted and bowed, and all kind of crazy ways over, using these things. You just move it all kind of ways. But with that stated, I'm going to put some micro set on here, and we're going to get to working this bad boy. But I just got done putting the micro set on there. I'm going to get the decal as close as I can to where I want it and lay it down. The decal is really good. I like the way it looks. I like the way it turned out, but the way it lays on the car with the flames and the ribbon and everything, the ribbon is just a little bit off to the right. It actually rolls up into the wheel well. It overhangs the wheel well, so I'll end up curling that. I'm going to get it positioned just so, and I'll start working it and curling it. But I don't want to do too much curling right now. I want the glue to dry, and then I'll come with the micro saw, and the micro saw will loosen it, and it will allow it to fold under. But look at how good that is looking. Now I'm just going to go along and get all the air bubbles out of it, any leftover water, because when our water dries, that will create air bubbles in your decal, and especially when you clear coat it, it'll just look bad. So you need to be sure to swab out all those, work out all those water bubbles and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just going to keep working with it until I'm satisfied with it, and then we'll move on to the other side. Perfect. Let's get to that now. Same process as before. Micro set. I rub it on the whole car, because what this stuff does, it gives the lubricity to the decal, helps it slide around, and then it helps the decal adhere better to spots that aren't flat. Because decals are printed on flat paper, so they want to stay flat. But whenever you roll it over on top of the quarter panels and fenders, they want to pull up if you don't have anything to help them stay down. So that's what the micro set does. It does those couple things. But I'm just going to position it like I did the other side. Take my Q-tip and work out the water. Work out the air. Make sure I have it where I want it. Start rolling. As you can see, it moves easy with that micro set on there. And it just gives you a little extra time, because that glue starts drying really quick once you put it on the car and start swabbing out the water. And I'll start rolling under the ribbon here also. Just to move it around until I get it where I like it, like that. I think it looks pretty good. Now let's put on the trunk decal, because it has a breast cancer awareness trunk decal. And then we got the heart that goes on top, as you can see sitting there. A heart with the cancer ribbon in it. But I like how these decals are made. I like how they look. I like the design. And I think they just make this car look really good. I decided to go this route. And you'll see some more details that I do here at the end after I get done with final assembly and everything. That will make this car pop too. But everybody during this month will be painting the cars pink. And I understand that. I understand why and everything. But I went a different route rather than painting the outside of the car pink. I used some pink decals, pink details, and a few little other things that you'll see here in a few minutes. But that looks really good on there. Really good. Now let's put the heart on the top. You really don't have to use the micro set on a flat surface, but I recommend it anyway. I always do it. Like I said, it just helps it slide better. It helps it adhere better. And if this was a full decal for the roof, you would really need it, because those rounded edges cause trouble with full decals. But I just get it centered the way I think I like it. Don't know if it's right, don't know if it's wrong. It's just personal preference. Hold it down a little bit and hit it with Q-tip. Pull out that extra water and it's done. But this is a really nice decal set on this pearl white. At least I think it is. I'm going to do the reveal video outside so you can see how good this thing really does look. But look at that. Nice full set. I think it looks really, really good. Hope you do too. It's clear coat time. I've got this 2K clear mixed up. 4-to-1 with one thing of reducer. But here's how she's looking so far. Looking really good. I've got the tail lights detailed. I've got the front end detailed. Got the radiator detailed. The brake booster. But she needs to be clear coated. And as always, just a quick light coat to get everything flowing and to basically give the wet coat something to stick to, if that makes sense to you. And these decals, I like the way they fit. They fit really good, but the bow, I had to curl it inside the fender wells because as you can see, I've got it all the way up to the front of the wheel well, so there was no room left, so I just did it like that. It's just a quick coat to get everything locked in. Let it dry for just a second. I mean, it really won't dry, but kind of tack up for just a second. Doesn't that look good? Oh my goodness. Everybody else is going to be doing painted pink, and there's going to be some pink on this car. As you can see, the decals are pink, but there's going to be more pink, so don't fret. There will be more pink, but it's not going to be the typical let's paint it pink like everybody else is doing. You guys know me, I like to do stuff just a hair different. I'm weird that way, I guess, but it works for me, and that's the main thing. Do what works for you. Look at how beautiful that gloss is looking. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir. Look at how perfect that is. Oh, wow. So we'll set it over here and let it dry for a few minutes, and we'll come back and check it, see if it looks like it needs any more. I doubt it will, but we'll check it. Cancer or gasser. That pretty much says everything, because this is going to be for the month of October Painted Pink build on YouTube. Everybody does it. Everybody has their own spin on it. Mine being a little bit different. I went a different route. As you saw, I went pearl white. I used pink decals over it. I detailed the car up some. And here's some of the stuff you didn't see. I painted the seats pink. I detailed the engine like I normally do. Red valve covers with my heat treatment on the exhaust and whatnot. Black washed the grill. And I chose the Triassic 5, this particular one, the purple repaint, because of this windshield. This will go really good with the colors that I have picked out. So with that stated, I'm not going to show you the wheels just yet. That's going to be a surprise for the end. So let's get to the end. This is what we started with, the Triassic 5 purple edition, the repaint. You know, the original one was green in color, and you know, job security, Mattel paints some different colors, and that's what they did with this one. They painted it purple instead of the green. And it's a really nice casting and everything. I'm very pleased with the way it looks. I like the way it looks, but I chose it for the reason of the windshield, because I do have the green ones also. I thought that windshield would go really good with the color scheme that I was doing. So with that stated, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching and coming along on this journey, and I hope you like how it turned out. Here is my Painted Pink / October Cancer or Breast Cancer Awareness build.